What's that last line? Oh, he's gay. Oh, yeah. See, straight guys don't say that. There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is.
Why is he so angry?
Ryan Reynolds is in a full-blown meltdown after his pal Hugh Jackman spilled the beans on their rumored romance.
An impassioned kiss?
It turns out Blake had a good reason to flirt with Baldoni. Finally, someone she could truly call a real man.
He's also very charismatic. Like,
Really a beard? Like, is she there just to produce kids and to give him that family image?
No doubt Ryan might be stunned by his friend's betrayal, but honestly, what else can you expect from a guy who got booted from his dream project at Marvel?
And like trying to normalize all of this, all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that.
You've got to admit, a lawsuit is supposed to be a personal matter between a few individuals, but this one has snowballed into a full-blown Hollywood-wide disaster.
He was, in fact, a part of the bullying that happened to Justin Baldoni.
Somehow, the fallout is extending far beyond just the obvious actors, co-stars, and crew members. Even the poor set cleaners have found themselves tangled up in this mess.
Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why.
But the real kicker here is Hugh Jackman. Yep, the beloved Wolverine has somehow ended up at the center of all this, thanks to his connection to Ryan Reynolds. And let's just say, this connection isn't as straightforward as it seems.
He was, in fact, a part of the bullying that happened to Justin Baldoni.
This poor guy's career in the MCU is hanging by a thread now, all because of this lawsuit. And that's why he spilled a few shocking and frankly disturbing truths about his relationship with Ryan Reynolds, truths that are probably making Reynolds sweat bullets at this very moment.
The love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband, and me as his best mate. Holy, what the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
Honestly, he never would have betrayed him, but this time it was all about saving his career. Jackman was supposed to be gearing up for the next X-Men or Deadpool movie, but now there are whispers that he might not even be in the picture anymore. Can you imagine the fallout if they actually let him go?
He is being awarded for his contributions with a deposition, all right?
The end of his career might just be written in red ink, all thanks to this tangled mess involving Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni. Jackman, for his part, has been trying to stay out of it, but we all know how that goes.
Baldoni's legal team wants to get the full scope of Reynolds' conduct during the time that It Ends With Us was being filmed.
Eventually, you can only stay silent for so long before you're forced to speak up. And when he finally did, it was nothing short of a bombshell.
Ryan Reynolds' bromances, his various bromances over the years. We've talked about him and Jake Gyllenhaal. And obviously, this has been a bromance that has been very much thrown in the public's face.
Now, don't get it twisted. Hugh Jackman didn't exactly have a clean slate in all of this. If anything, his relationship with Reynolds might be the very reason he's tangled up in this mess to begin with.
Ryan's kind of perpetually highly publicizing his bromances is something that I find to be quite strange, right? Mostly because he's a 48-year-old man, Reynolds. He has 4 kids. And he seems to dedicate a lot of time and resources.
The public's obsession with their romance went beyond just jokes and friendly banter. It got weird, really weird.
And why does he gush about his love for Hugh Jackman more than he does his own wife?
The jokes about their closeness, the marriage comparisons, those have all been red flags that no one really noticed until now. Like
financial resources to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfectly normal. And we're not really asking for that convincing. Like, I don't need people to convince me that guys can hang out with one another, but he feels like he has to make that effort. So he's like, nothing's weird here, nothing's weird, bromances are so normal.
And when you throw in rumors about Jackman's sexuality, his divorce, and his public relations strategies, it's no wonder his involvement in this lawsuit has become such a hot topic. But what's most interesting is how Reynolds has handled all of this.
There's no female equivalent to the term bromance. The female equivalent is, and so the fact that we need a term to describe 2 men going out to dinner I think is very revealing about what men are allowed or are not allowed to do.
The bromance between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman has long been a source of amusement for their fans. With their playful back and forths, social media jabs, and countless moments shared in public, it's been easy to view their relationship as just a typical celebrity friendship.
And how much self-policing there is when it comes to their relationships with other men. So bromance is almost this permission for men to connect and to show love to each other.
But the deeper you look, the more it becomes clear that this romance might be more than just jokes. Honestly, it's starting to get a little strange.
Weird thing for them to be trying to constantly tell us, and he's always playing this role of kind of making a lot of gay jokes and like trying to normalize all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that, not the gay community.
At the heart of it, Reynolds and Jackman's bond isn't just about cracking jokes and taking playful shots at each other. There's an undeniable affection that goes beyond what most people would consider a casual friendship.
No judgment from me, but Hugh Jackman has been plagued with rumors of homosexuality throughout his entire career. It has been speculated.
They've publicly called each other brothers, but it's hard not to notice the intimacy in their interactions, especially when Reynolds makes comments that go beyond typical male bonding.
There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is. Oh, he is. This is from 2017.
Over the years, the two have spent a ridiculous amount of time together, whether it's doing promotional events, posting personal moments online, or just hanging out behind the scenes. Their connection seems to go far beyond the realm of just buddies, with moments where they appear almost inseparable.
Why is he so angry?
Why is he so angry? Reynolds has openly compared his relationship with Jackman to that of a marriage, which frankly is a weird thing to say when you're married to someone else, namely Blake Lively. This comparison isn't just an offhand comment either. Reynolds has brought it up several times, particularly when discussing the depth of his bond with Jackman.
That's funny. That's funny to steal Ryan Gosling's little moment there. I'm willing to commit to a bit. Impassioned kiss?
In interviews, he's referred to their relationship in a way that mirrors a spousal connection, using phrases like genuinely rooting for you and we rely on each other for advice to describe their dynamic.
Is this what 47 and 55-year-old men, do you feel as though, even with friends you do business with, that your friendship is like a marriage?
That's all fine and well if it's just a friendship, but when you throw in the context of his marriage to Lively, those statements start to feel a little off-kilter.
Gay men they have a light in their eyes that straight men don't have. We don't.
Let's not forget that Reynolds has also made public statements about his wife, Blake Lively, that could be interpreted as less than affectionate. He's often joked about her in ways that border on uncomfortable, making comments about how she handles their family life or his sacrifices for their marriage.
Look at his dead eyes. Straight. Yay. So that's all that's happening. He's a closeted gay man, and that's just, when you deny yourself that truth, you're just gonna do weird, crazy shit.
While these comments may be made in jest, the repeated nature of them, especially when compared to the gushing praise he heaps on Jackman, raises questions. It's not that Reynolds is openly bad-mouthing his wife, but the fact that he seems more emotionally open and intimate with Jackman than with Lively speaks volumes. It's almost as if the lines between his affection for Jackman and the coldness in his marriage to Lively are starting to blur.
And everyone around you is gonna have a hard time because you're like trying to fit this square piece in a skull.
Behind closed doors, their friendship appears to have been even more intense than we've been led to believe. In private conversations, Reynolds and Jackman have both referred to each other as life partners. That's a phrase you don't toss around lightly, especially when you're married to someone else.
What he's saying is what I was trying to introduce in a more polite way by taking you guys through these like lavender marriages that actually happen in Hollywood. I know they happen for a fact, and there's just something here, this underlying anger that doesn't make sense.
And while fans of their on-screen chemistry have always enjoyed the banter, the deeper bond they share has always been a bit more than meets the eye. Jackman, who was one of the first people to welcome Reynolds into the X-Men universe, has also opened up about their relationship in a way that suggests a far more personal connection than just professional camaraderie.
He looks at the fans, reads the messages, and it's like, okay, I know what's going on here. And now, but instead we've got to go through this court case. It's got to be like $400 million. And it's all crazy, all because Ryan is not happy with who he is on the inside.
The thing that's striking here is the intimacy they share, which, when compared to Reynolds' relationship with Lively, starts to look a little fishy. In interviews, Jackman has praised Reynolds for being an unbelievable listener, and the two have gone on long walks together to talk about life and their careers.
And I started to ask myself, is a beard? Like, is she there just to produce kids and to give them that family image? Because once you start to add it all up,
this kind of emotional openness isn't something you typically see between two straight men in the Hollywood scene. It's all well and good to have a close friendship, but the frequency and depth of their personal exchanges seem to point to something more than mere camaraderie.
and I think he's jealous. I think he's possessive because she's his property.
Now on to Blake Lively's role in all this, because let's face it, if there's one person who's been shoved into the spotlight more than anyone else in this saga, it's her. The idea that Blake Lively is merely a beard for Ryan Reynolds has gained traction, especially as rumors swirl about Reynolds' true feelings and potential struggles with his identity.
I knew that this was another fake Me Too. I knew she was Amber Heard 2.0. I said it from day one since I heard about this case. So do not take this as I think, oh, you know, she's some poor victim and men are bad and Ryan Reynolds is bad. No, we're talking about this particular case, this particular situation.
For those unfamiliar with the term, a beard is someone who acts as a cover for another person's identity, often in terms of sexual orientation. In the context of Ryan and Blake's marriage, the idea that Blake is a beard has gained significant weight. This theory suggests that Lively's role is primarily to maintain the image of a happy, traditional family, while Reynolds could potentially be hiding something deeper.
You can start to put the picture in your mind. I don't think this man gives a damn about his wife, as Candace said.
The narrative around their marriage has always been framed as one of love and mutual respect, but the cracks are beginning to show. Blake, an accomplished actress in her own right, has been positioned as the perfect wife in the eyes of the public. However, if you dig deeper, there are whispers that her role in this marriage might be more about appearances than anything truly meaningful.
And why does he gush about his love for Hugh Jackman more than he does his own wife? Is this what 47 and 55-year-old men, do you feel as though, even with friends you do business with, that your friendship is like a marriage?